We are not live. Upcoming, it says. Oh, are you just showing baseballs on the screen? One waiting.
There's always just a little lag.
It says one is waiting. There we go.
And now we are live. I'm going to make that one adjustment here.
Cannot hear anything. No audio. But I'm also not seeing a live picture. And there we go. Your volume could be up just a smidge. What's the guy's name? It was Steve?
All right, check one, check two. Audio check. And let me see here.
Yep.
I might gain here just a little bit.
You're good.
Is it good?
Yep. Sounds great.
You said that in the past, and then
You're still, I think you might still be a little low. The fact that you said check one, check two.
that's why I'm asking. If it needs to go up, just let
I
me know.
can hear you just fine, but you might just turn yourself
You're
up
sitting
a
right
little
next to me, too.
I'm listening on AirPods, dude.
Check one, check two.
Hurt you today.
I know, but I ask you, you say we're good, and then you tell me we're not. Is the audio good, or does it need to go up?
It's good.
That's what you said last time.
I really dislike you this morning. I literally dislike you.
All right, folks, you can see that we are all prepared for the Perfect Game Monster Bash. Playing today in Shawnee, Kansas, out of Mid-America Sports Complex. We are out on field number 1. It's going to be a beautiful sunny day. I think the high temp is somewhere in the mid-70s, and you can see the sun is still coming up right now. So I think as that sun crests over the horizon, we will hopefully have some beautiful weather today. Played last weekend in the USSSA Fall Rings Championship presented by KC Sports, and we ended up winning the silver bracket in bracket play. Today we're going to be playing the Renegades, another local Kansas City team, and if you recall last week, if you were able to join us, the boys got off to a pretty slow start. I think most of them had to be up at some time like 5:30 this morning. So these young men still trying to wake up and get geared up. Looks like coach is trying to get these boys woke up, and looks like they're going to go for a short run out there. But we are just here just minutes away from the start, just now waiting on the umpires. Our batting order today, going to be leading off for our MacNSeitz 14U team is Ryder Votaw, number 3, followed by number 36, Austin Strength.
Just theirs. Sorry.
You must be Steve.
I'm Steve.
Hi, Steve.
So Steve's going to be our official scorekeeper today.
All complaints about errors and hits come to me.
Now, Steve, remind me, which one's your son?
Evan.
Okay.
So he was hurt last week.
That's right. Yeah. So his shoulder's feeling better.
Yep,
huh?
he's feeling better.
Yeah.
So.
Did he end up
Football or
playing football this
basketball?
week?
He didn't. He sat. They didn't have any games, so he kind of just sat
is
it
that
out.
right?
And,
Okay.
but
Well, that's good actually.
Yeah.
That bye turned out.
it worked out
Yeah,
about as well as it could have.
Yeah, I know my son is feeling a little beat up this week, so should be interesting. But all right, and then batting in the 3 hole is Arlo Mai, number 9, followed by number 12, Paul. How do you say Paul's last name? McClenny?
Paul. Yeah. Sounds
Yeah.
about right.
Yeah, everybody's like, yeah, sure. Good enough for horseshoes and hand grenades. And followed in the 5 hole by Tucker Lee, number 19. Number 33, Jacob Larson, batting 6. And then we have at number 7, number 58, Odie Saxon, and number 8, or in the 8 hole, is going to be number 5, Brooks Carr, followed by Logan. I don't know Logan's last name here. Why don't I have Logan on here?
Want me to find Logan?
All right, number 35, Logan. Followed by, and there were a couple of boys that were not here last weekend. And if you guys remember, we're new to the team this year, and so we're still going to take a little bit of time to learn some of these boys.
Peterson.
Logan Peterson. Okay, there we go. And so still trying to work some of the kinks out here, get the rosters in time in order for our live broadcast and all that and everything. But we're looking forward to it. And let me see. That'll round out rounding out the lineup's going to be in the 10th spot is going to be Evan Book, and then batting at number 11, Harrison Perkins. So looks like our umpires are now here. Coach is still out in the outfield there. Let's see if I can't get a little bit of a better view of him out there talking to the boys. So a pretty good showing for us last week, especially for a team who only had one formal practice. I think they had one formal team practice and they had one hitting practice, and half of which the boys couldn't be there for the team practice or the batting practice due to football conflicts. So majority of the boys on the team playing football for their middle schools this year, and that's also exciting because when you see multi-sport athletes, they learn how their bodies move and work in different ways. And, I know my son, for example, talking with Tucker here this last week, he's like, gosh, I had such a better jump from first base when he was going for a steal after playing football. And so pretty interesting how some of these other experiences can really add into the entire athlete as a whole. And I think that we're going to see that with a lot of these boys, especially come fall, or not fall, but spring and summer ball. Because we're going to get through our winter workout program, and that's when the guys are going to be pretty salty. But not a lot of practices getting in. I think probably about half the team missed our team practice this week, and that was again due to football conflicts. So football kind of hot and heavy here in the fall, and we just feel fortunate that we're playing some fall baseball, and I think the boys are excited. That's one of the benefits of actually playing fall ball. It's a little looser. You get to play some secondary positions maybe a little bit more, and try out some different pitchers and different catchers, things like that. So really exciting to see some of those opportunities and how those guys react to those opportunities. So you can see here now at home plate, head coaches coming on, and for that umpire meeting, umpires going over the kind of the ground rules and how they're going to call the game. Obviously, there's set rules. There's set rules on how the game is played and everything like that. But as everybody knows from playing and watching baseball over the years, each umpire has their own kind of perspective and interpretation of some of those rules. And always good to kind of get a first name basis and then understand that, hey, I'm going to be calling the strike zone pretty liberally, or I'm going to be, pretty tight, and that type of thing, so they can share that with the team as we get ready to play. So I think I am still just waiting to find out if we are going to draw that home advantage, or if we'll be the away team. So if you recall last week in both our pool play games, just as luck would have it, we drew the away. We drew the away card, and unfortunately that came back and bit us in both games. Both close matches, losing to looks like I think it was the Kansas City Roosters by 1 run, 4-5, in that bottom half of that last inning. So. Time constraints obviously coming into play and that type of thing. I know Perfect Game, which is who's presenting this particular baseball tournament, they are big on their hard stops and stuff like that. I know that we've been on the beneficial end of that and on the negative end of that. So it kind of all comes to a wash. But we'll see how that plays out for us today. So a little brisk here in the early go, and you're going to see quite a few shadows and shades, and we'll have to make a number of camera adjustments throughout the day, but we'll do our best. There's netting all around this field, and that creates some other challenges that we didn't have. You'll see some of our side camera shots a lot lower than typically what you've seen in the past, and that is due to that netting, creating some challenges on getting a good camera shot. So it looks like our boys all have their gloves on their hands standing outside the dugout here, and so I would imagine that we are going to draw that home advantage today, which, hey, that's fantastic. Let's just hope we can earn it and play well.
When's that concession stand going to open?
You want to join us some color commentary?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
I spent all morning getting your stuff ready. Now I'm going to get my stuff ready.
I hate it when you can't find the team on Game Changer.
Oh, I looked earlier this week because I was trying to. I like to look at their rosters. I like to look at all that stuff and look at their wins-loss record, and I couldn't find them.
Yeah. And there's, of course,
And,
1,000 teams named Renegades.
Renegades, right? Absolutely. And I think this is a Kansas team, isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't find them.
Yeah. We do have a couple out-of-state teams. There's one that came up from Oklahoma, and 24 teams.
Yeah, we've never played out here.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a nice
Oh,
facility.
we've been here before.
They have slowly been making them all turf, and so this was the first section that got turf. The second section over there, they just got turf, and then they still have a couple. They got two more diamonds back down here that are still dirt, and I think their plans are for turf as well. But yeah, we've played out here quite a little bit.
Yeah.
It's for us coming from Liberty, it's not terrible, but
It's not last weekend though.
yeah, no, that's for sure. So
Yeah, we're just 128th and state line, so this is
Around
about
the corner.
20 minutes.
yeah, not bad.
Morning.
Robert,
Yep.
I'm Barry White. I'm Jacob's.
Hey
grandpa.
Barry, how's it going?
Good.
Good.
So this is just a hobby.
Just a hobby.
Rather expensive one.
Yes,
but
it is.
How often do you upgrade?
Well,
Every time you get a chance.
what's that now?
How often do you upgrade your equipment?
Oh, I actually just got most of this equipment at the beginning of this summer season. So that was our first time doing it, and then I just started kind of doing play-by-play there towards the end of that season, and so I've added a little bit more, and much to my wife's enjoyment, I continue to add more.
Yeah, she's real excited about it.
Yeah,
So she's part of the team.
that's right. She's going to be the team photographer,
That dagger missed me, fortunately.
color commentator. Oh.
So we get to play this team twice today, and we played
No,
them last week.
no, there's two different teams named
Oh,
Renegades.
Renegade, okay.
Yeah,
Is it one we played last week, or is that even different?
I think that's even different than them.
Pretty popular name, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so, right? All right, we're all set to start.
All right.
All right, folks, all set to start. And on the bump for our MacNSeitz 14U team is going to be Brooks Carr, our sole lefty on the team, true lefty. We do have one other kid that has a left-handed bat, but nice to have a left-handed pitcher to start. Brooks came on and did really a fantastic job for us this last weekend in the Fall Rings Championship Series. And we'll see how he starts out here today. If we go back in and take a look at what we did this last tournament, our pool play game was pretty tough. Both of them losing by one run, and boys had quite a few errors. Swinging for strike one to start. But as the tournament wore on and we played in the next day, the boys actually played some fantastic defense. And so even being a little bit rusty, I felt like they did a really great job. So there's a called strike for pitch number 2. And a swing and miss. That'll be 3 pitches and 3 strikes for out number 1. And Brooks Carr doing a fantastic job getting us started. Second batter coming up, number 7. Can't read that last name. I want to say it might be Fickens. So swing and a miss. So 4 pitches now, 4 strikes, and Brooks continuing to look good to start. So not huge on the velocity end of the spectrum. That pitch right there coming in at 47 miles an hour as it fouled out of play. But being consistent and having some movement on the ball, things like that. I think also just having that left-handed arm, just not a lot of kids not having a ton of experience playing against that left-handed arm. So that pitch coming in just a bit high and bringing our count to 1-2. Another one, this one well high. And that'll even up the count at 2-2. So as I sit here and take a look at all these young men, I'll try to start calling out everybody where they're playing at in the field. It's going to take me a little bit of time to learn each of these boys' faces, and we're going to get some good pictures today. We're going to update our roster and our sideline HD account. And as we update that, that'll definitely help me learn who each of these boys are as ball number 4 is thrown. And unfortunate, I didn't have a good view here on for you guys, but our side views usually give me a good picture of that strike zone and where the boys are at and whatnot, but we're going to stay with the center field cam. Oh, and it looks like we got a little pickle going. Pickoff attempt going, throws at second. All right, and that's going to be out number 2. So Brooks, being that left-handed pitcher and kids not always real familiar with that left-handed pitcher, does a great job with the pickoff attempt, catches the runner going, and then gets into a little pickle, and boys textbook play, run him down and get that second out. Ball 1 to start here on the Renegades' third batter. And 2 pitches, 2 balls for a 2-0 count. I imagine just the way our field is situated right now, as that sun is beginning to come over the horizon, we're going to see some of these boys just staring directly into that sunlight. And it looks like Harrison Perkins, number 28, playing right field. I want to say it's Odie Saxon out at first base, and then Jacob Larson at second. Those young men in particular, I think, are going to be really facing and staring down some sun here for, I'd say, probably the next hour or so. Looks like Ryder Votaz out in center field, and then Tucker Lee in left. Austin Strength at shortstop, and looks like Arlo Mai at third. Of course, we got Paul McClinney behind the dish. Swing and miss, and that'll be strike number 3 for the third out. And the boys make quick work of the Renegades here. 3 up, 3 down, and let's see if we can't get some offense started. Batting in order and leading off for us, just as we saw last week, Ryder Votah will lead us off, followed by Austin Strength and then Arlo Mai. So coaches continuing to make adjustments and move guys around. We also have a couple of boys here that were unable to make it last week. We talk about those multi-sport athletes, and we had some boys playing some basketball tournaments last week as well. So basketball oftentimes happening on the weekends, same as baseball. And so a lot of the football conflicts coming with these boys playing football with their schools, that's actually happening during the week. And so kind of taking away some practice opportunities and getting us prepared for the weekend play, but still able to play in the weekend tournaments. And So really fun that we've got a couple more boys here, and from what I understand, a couple of them actually are some primary pitchers as well. So we'll see how this ends up for us. But Renegades warming up out on the field. It looks like their pitcher, number 24. Let's see. Okay, last boy in the lineup here, number 24, Kush. So his velocity somewhere in the low to mid 50s. The last pitch, 52 miles an hour. One prior to that was 54. And I got some new equipment over the weekend here, so I've got some cool new sound effects. And
you got sound effects? Oh my
it's
God.
going to be fantastic because we're going to be able to, and I think if you guys remember last week, if you weren't able to join us, I've asked everybody to please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get our subscription numbers up. We intend to use some of this for some fundraising, but we're going to be able to put some audio commercials in at the half inning and try to sell some sponsorships here and maybe get these boys in some more tournaments or just reduce the overall costs and that kind of thing. So looking at team equipment and various things like that. But Ryder Votas stepping in the box, and I'll tell you what, he had a pretty good tournament this last time, hitting 300 as ball number 1 high and inside comes in. There we go. Lost track of my little score overlay here. All right, ball in play. This one over to third base. Throw is in time, and that'll be out number 1. So game and being ready to swing away. 2 pitches. Ryder puts one in play, and the third baseman makes a nice routine play. Giving credit where credit's due. That brings up our second batter, Austin Strength, number 36. So Austin, not exactly with the highest batting average over this last tournament, but his on base percentage, not in bad shape at all. So on base percentage at 462 as he puts this one in the third, a little chipper over to third and out number 2. So third baseman doing his job. And so far, MacNSeitz not able to get anything going. But that's going to bring up number 9, Arlo Mai, and talk about somebody who hit really, really well over that Fall Rings Championship. Batting 462 on that tourney. And I tell you what, slugging percentage at 692, second highest on the team. A lot of fun to see. And so I think it's important to note too, we've got parents and volunteers, myself included. We're just doing this because we love the game, we love watching, but we got parents that are doing our game changer stats. Sure, they're not going to be perfect, and I think everybody recognizes that. I think sometimes that causes really competitive people to get frustrated, but listen, no reason to be frustrated here. Look at that, nice shot up the gap. This one gets by the center fielder, is rolling back to the fence, and this one's going to be a stand-up double. So Arlo continuing his good hitting ways. I'm trying to do too many things here all at once. We'll see if I can't get into a better flow here. But Paul McClenny's stepping up. And so if there's a single boy on this team who actually hit really, really well this last tournament, it was definitely Paul. Batted 667 and slugging 833. He had 2 doubles and 6 RBIs. Just a fantastic tournament But he got strike 1 there for a swing and miss. Arlo takes his lead from second. Paul calls time and steps out of the box. And it looks like our cameras are getting knocked around by some of these nets. We'll continue to make adjustments as we can. Swing and miss. That would have been a drop third strike. And Paul will reach on an error. And very intelligently, Arlo making his way over to third during that same play. And now coach will get a courtesy runner for Paul, let him get his gear on and keep this game speed up. That brings up number 19, Tucker Lee, at the plate, our second left-handed batter. Ball in the dirt, pass ball, and Paul will make his way over to second. So Tucker at his first at-bat at the Fall Rings Championship started off with a 2 RBI double. Let's see what he can do here. Same situation, runners on second and third. It's a fastball, 56 miles an hour. Outside, count now 2-0. Another pass ball. Looks like there's going to be a play at the plate. And Arlo comes in underneath the tag as MacNSeitz gets on the board. Now leading the contest 1-0. So Tucker with nothing to hit yet, 3-0. Did have 5 walks over the last baseball tournament. As he draws another walk here and earns his free base. That's going to bring up Jacob Larson, number 33. So Jacob, another one of those young men, didn't have the greatest hitting week this last week, but did have 3 RBIs, and he's got an RBI opportunity here as Tucker Lee takes second, uncontested. Oh, 0-1 count. That's a changeup, well outside. And my goodness, those camera positions really getting kind of wonky. We'll make those adjustments in between innings once again. But runners on second and third. MacNSeitz looking to improve their lead. Hard hit, this one up the right side, but it does go foul. Pitch count now 1-2. As Odie Saxon in the on-deck circle looks on. Curveball for strike 3 call. That one looked a little inside to me, but as such, that'll be the 3rd out for the inning, but not before our MacNSeitz boys are able to get on the board here early. That net's just wreaking havoc. I had to get up there. Now it's a little crooked, but Now we can see the bases again.
Oh my gosh.
Those low shots are just terrible, though.
Are they?
Yeah, they're just not good.
Well, there's not much you can do about it unless you had 3 of those.
Yeah.
Just stick with your center camera then as much as you can and run to the restroom.
Yep.
I still don't have a concession stand in my water.
All right, top of the second. And first pitch, ball 1. So, coach staff electing to stick with Brooks, and why not? 3 up, 3 down. Let's see how we do here. Good hit, right up the middle. This one bounces off the turf and well over Ryder's head, but he makes quick work getting back to it. There will be a play at second. And the batter's able to make it in time. Looks like we were a little slow on that exchange, and that's unfortunate because the young man that hit that ball, well hit, but not exhibiting great speed. And I think if we'd had a better transfer, I think we would have had a shot at getting him out. But Brooks continuing to throw strikes, and that's what we're looking for. So swing and a miss for strike 1. A lot of people who have not played on turf, they don't understand how hard this ball comes and bounces off of this turf. And anytime there's a chopping ground ball or a big high fly ball or line drive that goes out, and I'll tell you what, that ball, it really bounces. And you can see it here really well when you're in person. Camera-wise, you don't see it quite as good. As Brooks has a pickoff attempt over at second, runner back well in time, and second baseman not really even making his way over the bag. So, but Brooks doing a good job trying to hold the runner in place, and that's an improvement from last week. That was one of the things I talked about quite a bit, was our boys not doing a great job when they're on the pitching mound and holding and protecting each base. And so, Brooks doing a good job watching and doing a pickoff there, and obviously getting that pickoff attempt and getting the pickle in the first inning.
I'm running to
That was
get
fantastic. Swing miss. And that was down in the dirt, so the runner was able to run, but Paul makes a nice play, nice throw down to first, and that'll be out number 1. Strike. So that's a fastball come across the plate, 50 miles an hour. And I tell you what, it's funny to see the different styles of pitchers and things that we're seeing here. A lot of these boys not being patient at the plate, and they're getting their weight out on their front foot, and kind of with some almost what looks like a half-hearted swing. And what it is, it just comes down to timing. So they're timing on that pitch and trying to get their weight back and hold it back, and then wait for that ball to come across the plate. This one is going to be in between the third baseman and shortstop for a single. Runner will advance over to third, putting runners on the corners. So 1 down, runners on the corners. And for the Renegades, number 3-5, O'Brien at the plate. Runner goes. Brooks had a pickoff attempt over at first, but the runner never hesitated, and by the time the throw got over to first and then over to second, the runner was up safely. So good thought. Probably should have been a little bit quicker with their throws there. So now a 1-0 count, and runners on second and third. Paul with a nice dig there, and strike number 1. Well, even our count, 1-1. As Brooks delivers another strike. Amazing to me how many of these boys are swinging and missing, like no contact at all. This one's foul tip back. And you can see, hope you're not getting too motion sick from that camera. This one's a fly ball. It's going to be left field. Nope, center fielder takes it. Ryder Votaw makes the catch and throws into third. So a sacrifice fly, and that puts the Renegades on the board, tying our matchup at 1-1. Two outs now, top of the second. Runner on third base, that would be the go-ahead run. And now a 1-1 count. So boys doing a good job. That last fly ball, a little bit in no man's land, and again, that sun just bearing down right on Ryder. Ended up kind of falling to the ground as he caught that ball. So making a nice play, nice catch out there in spite of that sun. And then making a nice throw over to third base. So that one high and outside, that'll bring his count to 2-1. Little fly ball right back to Brooks, and he'll take that for the third out. Man, you can just hear the crowd cheering. Well, I tell you what, again, a beautiful day out here, but that's going to take us to the bottom of the second. And we'll start out with, looks like Odie Saxon, followed by Brooks Carr, and then Logan to round us out for the top three. Renegades stick with their same pitcher, back out on the bump. And boys doing a good job so far. So close contest. But most importantly, you know, the boys doing a good job holding the runners, not giving up free bases just super easily, and you know, leaving runners on base when we're trying to either keep the lead or at least keep this matchup even.
They don't even have one out, do they?
So folks, as the Renegades tend to warm up, or continue to warm up and everything, you know, once again, I'm going to ask you guys, make sure that you subscribe. If you have more than one family member with Google accounts, YouTube accounts, it would help us out a ton if they would subscribe. Log in, take a look, and review some of the game footage if you're not able to watch it live, and get some of our viewership numbers up. As we get those viewership numbers up, we're going to have some good opportunities here to fundraise for our spring and summer ball. First pitch down in the dirt, well outside, as Odie steps in for pitch number 2. Swing and miss. This one down in the dirt as well, so ill-advised, chasing that one down in the dirt. But you gotta love a kid when he's getting up there and being aggressive at the plate. And, you know, we're not here to win a 3-4 matchup in this particular situation. We're hoping to put some runs on the board. And so, swing and miss on that one. That bringing the count down to 1-2. Oh. Swing and miss, small foul tip, but the catcher is able to hold on to it, and that'll be it for Odie. That brings Brooks Carr up the plate. Another left-handed bat. Saw Tucker Lee earlier in the lineup. Showing some good discipline there. Taking that one high and outside for ball number 1. So Brooks, not having the best hitting tournament in this last tournament, did a fantastic job, I think, coming in, pitching well this last tournament, also pitching well again here today. And you're going to see a lot of rust, I think, from boys doing things that they don't typically do. With the swing and a miss there as he kind of reaches out on something that was kind of well outside. Nice foul tip there. And that'll keep Brooks alive for at least one more pitch as he looks to get something going for MacNSeitz. So, decent amount of off speed coming from the Renegade pitcher. And I think just a fair amount of movement as well. So that one probably is hardest thrown pitch of the day, although well outside at 58 miles an hour. So maybe as the sun continues to warm us up, it'll warm all the players up. That one's outside. Brooks doing a good job earning a walk. And so that'd be a go-ahead run if we're able to get Brooks around. So just one down. Runner now on first. And that brings up Logan Peterson. So Logan not able to make the last tournament. Again, I think there was a basketball tournament conflict there. And, it depends on, what your outlook is on all these various sports and stuff. But when you're in your primary season, the primary sport should take precedence. And fall is just kind of one of those situations where football tends to. Basketball more of a winter sport, but Brooks making his way over to second, throw well off the mark, and makes it up easily standing up. Ball inside, and I'll tell you what, Logan, big kid here. See if he can get his get a big stick going. Count now 2-1. Taking that one down the pipe for strike 1. Nice hit. It's going to be a single. Right to the center fielder. He's able to keep it in front of him, but it does bounce off of him. And Brooks making his way around. Doing a great job on the base pass. An RBI single. Will put MacNSeitz in the lead. So Logan making his way over to second, uncontested, as Evan Book takes first pitch for a ball. Another pass ball, and Logan easily makes his way over to third with no throw. So now a 2-0 count to Evan. Evan, also one of those young men not able to join us this last week. Well, actually, I take that back. Evan did join us. Evan had sustained a little bit of a shoulder injury playing football in the week prior. So he was at the Fall Rings Championship, being a great teammate. Always terrible when you can't play, but still showing up and showing he's a good team guy. And that's the type of thing that you want to see at this age bracket, because as these kids get older and more competitive, that teamship and the camaraderie that you gain from it also just shows an amount of commitment and maturity on his part. So had a bye week in football, talking with his dad here at the beginning of the game, and that gave him some good rest, and so feeling good, and was able to go today. So taking that last pitch for a called strike, 3-1 count now. Logan with a good lead at third. Oh, wild pitch for ball 4. Logan makes his way across the plate. That'll improve the MacNSeitz lead 3-1 as Evan earns his free base. That brings up number 28, Harrison Perkins. Ooh, takes a called strike. That one a little outside of me from my vantage point, but you know, Harrison batting .333 in that last tournament, and man, his on-base percentage .636. Another pass ball, and pitcher really kind of struggling with some of his control right now, as Evan is able to easily make his way over to second. 1-1 count now. Harrison, the sole player for us last week to hit a triple. Heck of a hit. And, you know, he's got great speed out on the base pass, great speed in the outfield, and when you need people to have some good coverage, Harrison showed quite a bit of that this last week. Ball high. And now I think our batters are having to be a little bit more patient. Not seeing a ton of stuff coming across the plate just right now. So we'll see as this one comes down. And it's outside. So ball 4, and Evan on another pass ball. Evan is able to make his way over to third. So catcher struggling a little bit, pitcher struggling a little bit, but it is early. And again, if you remember, I said that earlier today. These boys tend to struggle as they're trying to wake up. Young guys still growing like crazy and needing a lot of rest. Harrison with a good lead out at first. And he goes. Oh, pop fly. Harrison should be heading back. Harrison now heading back, and Evan tagging up at third. So Harrison with the sac fly RBI. Nothing wrong with that. Oh man, it looks like I messed up our scoring overlay there. Number 36 is up to bat. 36. Oh yeah. We're having the rider vote tie. Oh, that was Ryder who owned the sac fly. My mistake. Got a little bit confused there. My apologies, folks. So Harrison had earned his way on base on a walk. He didn't tag up on that pop-up, and it was Ryder Votaw with the sac fly. So it looks like that clip, and my apologies, Votaws and Ryder, your clip on that nice little deal is not going to show up correctly. But Austin Strength up at the plate now. Harrison on second. He goes to third and throws off the mark as Harrison makes his way over. So 2 down now, and MacNSeitz up 3-1. So scores are all right and everything like that. I got a little bit confused on who was at the plate, and that's my apologies there. But Austin Strength showing bunt right now. Pitcher makes a bad pickoff throw over to third base, and Harrison easily making his way across the plate for run number 4. A little off my pitch count here, but Austin Strength taking a pitch for strike. His first at bat was a grounder over to third, and it looks like Austin earns a walk on this at bat.
Sun's killing me.
So Arlo will be at the plate. He's over talking with Coach right now as the Renegades coach is out talking with his pitcher right near the bump. So just a short conversation. And number 24 for the Renegades. Looked like he's kind of holding his arm a little bit here. But coach decides to leave him in. And now Arlo Mai will step into the box. Shows bunt. Oh. And the call is safe. So Austin not showing great speed. Maybe he had a bad jump, I'm not sure, but he did run and that play was pretty close. But stolen base in the books. And strike 2 for Arlo Mai. So Arlo with a double on his last at bat. Fouls this one back. And we'll continue to adjust our camera shots here a little bit, but that's a curveball down in the dirt. Catcher loses sight of it, and Austin easily makes his way over to third. So, boys doing a fantastic job keeping their eyes abreast of what the situation is and showing some of their baseball IQ and being prepared and ready to do their job when it presents itself. Nice hit. This one's over the right side. That'll be an RBI single for Arlo. Right fielder kind of misplays the ball, but Arlo stays on first. So, RBI single. That'll bring up Paul. Now, he made his way on base in his last at-bat on a drop third strike as he takes first pitch for a ball high. Arlo now taking a good lead. As Paul fouls this one down the left side. That'll even up the count, 1-1. And you got to think Arlo's got to be looking to take his base here. He's got a healthy lead. No jump. Oh, a little miscue. And that'll be out number 3. So Paul not able to finish his at-bat as Arlo attempted to steal second. Looked like it was going to be another pass ball, and catcher was able to kind of keep it there right in front of him. Stepped up, made a nice throw, and tag was well in time. But so that's just kind of luck of the draw. But we've had pretty good success doing that here in that last half inning, and MacNSeitz improving our lead 5-1 now. And Brooks Carr will continue to be on the bump. right, that brings us top of the third. Brooks Carr continuing to hurl from the mound. Grounder over to third base. Arlo Mai over to first for an easy out. So MacNSeitz making quick work of that first batter for the Renegades. As number 00, Bauer for the Renegades, steps into the box. Ooh. Striking that outside corner. That pitch coming in 47 miles an hour. So Brooks staying pretty consistent with his velocity. And now 2-1 count. As Brooks climbs back up on the bump and continues to pitch from the stretch. Foul ball right side. And Odie's able to make a great play. Gotta give Odie a little credit there. That one right there at the net fence area, and they're able to still haul it in. So not a great view from where we were at, camera-wise. Okay. Swing and miss for strike one. And Brooks continuing to do a fantastic job and making easy work of the Renegades so far.
All right, Maddox, let's go.
And ball one on a close one there. I think hard to say if Paul just wanted it or if the umpire was thinking about it. So swing and miss. That'll be strike three, and 3 up, 3 down. MacNSeitz holding tough. So not a lot of energy coming from either fan base this morning. Everybody's still covered up in blankets and coats on a chilly Saturday morning, but again, really going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be mid-70s and sun shining, and looks like the team photographer over here getting some great shots of this handsome broadcaster. Hope she hears this one back. Now it should be Paul McClinney to lead us off, followed by Tucker Lee and then Jacob Larson. So round us out. Looks like the Renegades do bring in a new pitcher. This is going to be number 35, O'Brien. It looks like the last young man, his arm was getting a little tender there towards the end of his last inning. So number of pitches and quite a few pass balls and things like that. So he was losing a little bit of control, and it might have been from some of that tenderness. And a lot of these kids, playing some of these other fall sports and things like that, they're not getting a ton of practice in, probably not a ton of arm care. And I know that every season when I started playing, my arm would be pretty sore for a few weeks as you kind of get used to that consistent throwing motion and so on and so forth. So that's what you got to love about our winter program and getting these boys, ready and strong and prepared. And we talk about a lot, just being available. You have to be healthy and you have to be feeling good and strong, uninjured, to add value to your team. Part of that is doing the preparation and the hard work prior to that game so you can have fun. So number 12, Paul, stepping into the box. And again, I said it here Unfortunately, Paul not able to finish his at-bat in the last inning, as we had someone got thrown out stealing. So 2 pitches, 2 balls. This is a fastball coming in, 55 miles an hour. So not real high velocity, but I gotta say, his velocity just coming off the hand, it really looks a little bit faster than the last pitcher for the Renegades. Curveball on that one, and not a lot of control with it. Well outside, bouncing down in the dirt. And I say down in the dirt, but down in the turf. And so 4 pitches, 4 balls, and nothing for Paul to even sniff at there as he takes his base. That brings up number 19, Tucker Lee. Not a fantastic hitting tournament here at the Fall Rings this last weekend. Did end up with a 429 on base percentage. Ended up with 4 RBIs, 5 walks. So not terrible, adding value. He did have a 2 RBI double. And the Renegades pitcher continuing to show signs of struggle, yet to throw a strike. Paul takes a good lead at first. Swing and a miss. And once again, a close play out there at second. The catch dropping the ball, but dropping it right there in front of him, standing up, picking up, and throwing. So made a good throw down, close play, but Paul's able to get underneath the tag and make his way on second base. So 2-1 count. Strike 2. So now a 2-2 count. And looks like Tucker Lee is swinging somebody else's bat. As it takes ball 3 inside. That'll bring him to a full count as Jacob Larson on deck prepares for his at-bat. Ball 4, and Tucker will earn a base there. So 2 at-bats, 2 walks there. Jacob Larson, number 33, stepping up. This one fouls back. So I must have got busy. I didn't write down what Jacob had on his last at-bat. That's my mistake there. I will say over in the fall championship, he did have 3 RBIs and a walk. So Tucker still not taking.
Oh, hit my pitch. What happened?
All right, looks like Jacob
maybe there's
earned a walk right there. And I got a little behind myself. So bases now loaded. Paul on third, Tucker on second, Jacob on first, and that brings up number 5'8", Odie Saxon. Odie last week with a couple of hits, 2 RBIs, a couple walks. Oh, look at this. Are you, I've got some color commentary joining us. Delana Lee now in the broadcast booth.
The broadcast tent. Now,
So you can adjust your headphone volume here and your overall voice volume there. So if mine's about there, I think yours probably needs to be about there too.
Am I supposed to be able to hear myself in these?
Yeah, you're gonna have to plug that in if you want to hear yourself.
Oh, thanks, sir. Smarty pants.
As Odie now on a 1-2 count with the bases loaded, nobody down, bottom of the third.
Nice hit.
Okay, there's the line drive. Oh,
Got it.
straight back to center.
Going home. Going home.
It's going to be a close play.
they went
Nope,
back?
nope. Okay.
Get down. Safe. Oh, That was close.
So doggone it. Already doing a good job putting the ball in play and doing his job, but unfortunately we're not able to tag. It was kind of caught out here in center shallow field. So fly out to center, but that's going to bring up Brooks Carr, number 5.
I just wanted you to know I still can't hear myself very well, but I did plug it in as you. Oh, maybe I need to go one more over.
Looks like you do. Oh my goodness.
Like how many?
Technical difficulties there.
How many?
Delana might join us.
How many plugins does one person need? I don't know. I plugged it in over there. I still can't hear it. That's fine. I don't need to hear myself. Nobody needs to hear me, actually.
What have you done here, Lynn?
I'll just remind everybody of the abuse I take on every weekend from you.
Can you hear now? Switch it over here to this one.
You're getting awful sassy.
As the ball comes bouncing up the turf to the catcher. So bases still loaded.
One down.
Just one down. Swing and miss. And that'll make his count even at 2-2. So Brooks looking for his first RBI here in the fall season.
Yours isn't pushed in all the way. Yours isn't pushed in all the way.
And a swing and miss. That'll be strike 3. So my better half trying to join us and just creating all kinds of havoc. But we got 2 down now, bases loaded. And a strike 1 to Logan Peterson. So Logan with an RBI single on his first at-bat. Didn't play last weekend, but glad to have him here. This will be a strike 2 call. That must have been the outside corner. Looked a little out to me, but neither here nor there. And swing and miss for strike number 3. That'll end it for the inning, and MacNSeitz will leave 3 stranded.
Dang it.
So unfortunate, but still with a decent lead here.
Still 6-1.
MacNSeitz up 5-1.
It's 6-1. Our coach Steve over here has 6-1.
Are you going to put your headset on?
I am.
What do you need?
I'm good. It's not working on being able to hear me, but I hear you fine, so that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Okay? Don't worry about it. I'm okay.
What do you mean you're not able to hear you?
Swap out while we're in the middle of an inning here. Let me see what you hear.
Hearing nothing.
I'm hearing nothing too. What has happened?
That's not working at all.
No, there's this one.
What?
I'm not hearing anything in that.
Did you guys know there's a discrepancy between your score and Game Changer's score?
You just found that out.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's 6-1, right?
That's
Yeah.
Thank you.
He's got 6-1, so. Thank you. You gotta keep us honest over here.
What's going on? Especially right here. Ground zero.
That's right.
Oh, that's because I had the mute on.
Oh, brother.
But no,
There we go.
that one I didn't see. It still was not working.
It's working.
So you can hear yourself now?
Yes, a little bit. Yeah, I can hear it now. It's working.
Your volume's right here.
Okay. All right. Oh, now I can hear myself. Great. Thank you. Whatever you did fixed it.
Well, my goodness, if she'd have been here to start, but Delena's our unofficial team photographer. All right, looks like MacNSeitz coming out with a new pitcher here in top of the fourth. This is going to be number 35.
We have multiple parents that take pictures, so I'm not an unofficial or official. I'm just a wannabe photographer of baseball.
All right. So Logan Peterson now up on the hill.
And speaking of that, I don't have any pictures of Logan pitching, so I'm going to leave you for a while. Bye.
Oh my goodness.
I'll be right back.
I did all of that just for you to have like 10 seconds worth of commentary.
It was a really good 10 seconds.
And Logan starts out with a strikeout. Making quick work of his first at bat, or first batter. Paul doing a fantastic job digging that one, keeping it in front of him. So 2 pitches, 2 balls here on batter number 2. And I think with all the changes that I made here on the technical end, put me a little bit behind. And so I think I'm kind of settled now, but Renegades are able to get a free base on batter number 2. That puts 1 on. Runner goes, throw down, nice throw, and he's out. So fantastic throw by Paul McClinney, and that's one of those things that we're going to be sitting there looking at quite often this season. As Paul digs another great one down in the dirt. So 2 down now. So last pitch coming in right at about 60 miles an hour.
Hey, anything close?
So it looked like his velocity was up a little bit, somewhere in those mid-60s. So that one coming in 65 miles an hour. And we've got now a 3-2 count. So a full count. And a strike 3 call. That'll do it
Hey.
for MacNSeitz, making quick work of the Renegades here in top of the 4th. I think that little crowd background noise is pretty cheesy, but it's kind of fun too. So, like I said, I got a new toy here. I got to play with it
God, I
a
didn't
little
even
bit.
know that was a
Let me bring
thing.
some funk for the morning. There it is. Man, if that doesn't get you jazzed for some baseball, I don't know what will.
I don't know if I even want to put my headset on to hear this.
You missed it. You didn't
Play
hear
it.
it.
Oh.
You want to hear?
Oh God.
She didn't have enough funk. She needs some more funk for today's matchup.
Oh my God.
There it is. Bottom of the 4th.
This is what happens when you get up at 5:30 in the morning. to get to a baseball game.
Oh, you're still on mute.
This is what happens when you get up at 5:30 in the morning to get to a baseball game. The guy with all the gadgets here loses his mind.
No, I think the weekend's about having fun, and that's definitely what we're doing right now. So.
Look at that picture.
Oh yeah,
That one's awesome.
definitely. So, new camera lens. Getting some.
You got it for me for my
Sneak peeks.
anniversary. We celebrated our 15th on Thursday.
Congratulations to us.
I'm proud of myself for putting up with you for so long.
Well, you are a fortunate soul.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So it looks like the Renegades sticking with number 3-5, O'Brien out there on the bump, and still the game I wouldn't say is out of reach right now. It's 6-1 favor of MacNSeitz. That's going to bring up Evan Book will be leading us off. Again, I was talking about Evan earlier in the broadcast. Hurt his shoulder playing football here about 2 weeks ago. Had a bye week this week, so unable to play last weekend, but played this weekend, or able to go this weekend. And a strike one call to start. So Evan in his first at bat had a walk. This one's in play over to second base and throws over in time. That'll be out number one.
You know what would be good when you get a new camera or lens is that before you bring it out to use it, you maybe watch some videos on how to use it, or it's just general information. I recommend it, although I've yet to do it.
Strong recommendation coming from the inexperienced. Harrison Perkins takes first pitch for strike one, and second one coming in high. That'll even up his count at 1-1.
Oh, nice. In the gap. Got it.
Nice hit to the right side. Right fielder bobbles it a little bit as Harrison rounds the bag, but
Kept it in front of him. So,
a nice single. And that'll put one on. And that'll bring up Ryder Vota. So Ryder grounded out in the first. His second at bat was a sacrifice fly, and had a nice RBI there. So doing his job. Anytime you get guys on in scoring positions or guys on base and you're moving them over, we talk about that a lot. Just like doing your job. You know? And as Harrison attempts to steal on that one, but Ryder fouls that one back. So Harrison will have to make his way back over to first. So color commentator, not doing much over there, just looking at her camera.
I'm looking at photos to see which ones I want to keep, because last weekend I hadn't shot baseball in a while, and I shot 1,428 photos, and it took me the entire week to get through them. So I'm filtering and deleting the bad ones. Well, the not good ones. Yeah, they're bad. I'm deleting a bunch of bad ones.
Well, and you posted a link, I think, out on our Team Snap site. And we need to probably put that out on our Facebook and get some folks added to that. As Harrison steals second base. It looks like we've got some net movement there and kind of obscure our camera view a little bit. But nice steal on a pass, and happened to be a pass ball. But Harrison continuing to show good speed out there on the base pass.
Would you like me to fix the camera, or would you like to fix the camera and I'll keep track of the balls and strikes there?
Can you do that?
I can try.
All right, well, see what happens here.
Foul ball. Now it's definitely skewed, big time.
I don't like to do it while he's pitching.
So he's going to wait to adjust the camera when nobody's up to bat, in between the batters. And strikes out. Ryder strikes out there. Had a good swing. Just didn't connect.
the whole thing. I'm gonna have to adjust it in between innings.
All right, we've got Austin up. And Austin looks like he had a walk at his last at bat. I think that was a ball one, but I'm not sure because I was looking at the paper. So essentially when I'm running these stats, just keep track yourself, you'll be way better off. The ball, and Harrison gets to third, standing up, no problem.
So runner in scoring position for Austin at the plate. So Austin here in the last tournament did have 1 RBI. Looking to add to those stats here for his fall season. As he takes a ball outside.
3-0. The umpire just confirmed I am keeping track accurately. Winning.
We are.
Showing bunt. He's showing bunt. And bring it back. And there's the first strike. Counts 3-1 now.
So 2 down. Runner on third. Not on second. As the overlay might suggest.
There you go. Fouled up.
So well hit, right side for foul.
We got ourselves a full count here. Full count.
2 down and a runner in scoring position on third. Looking to just add to our margin here.
Do you know if this tournament ranks people on run differential?
It will, and so that's a good point as Austin draws ball number 4 and that'll put runners on the corners for MacNSeitz. So 24 teams entered into this tournament at the 14U age group. As we play 2 pool games, all teams do, as Austin makes his way down to second, completely uncontested, almost walking.
It was a light jog.
Huge pet peeve of mine. Like, come on, boys, let's play some ball. Big swing and miss, and Arlo, RBI single on his last at bat, a double on his first at bat. So, continuing his good hitting ways, just like he did in the fall championship last weekend.
Nice.
High fly ball. This one's going to be trouble.
All the way to the fence.
This one will bounce to the fence. 2 runners come across, and Arlo for a stand-up double and 2 RBIs.
All right, how do I do that he got a double?
Next batter, double.
Thank you.
And then you just have to update the score.
I did update the score, and then I clear these 2 guys, right?
Yeah, you'll leave one of them because he's on second base.
Okay, I can't see.
That brings up Paul McClinney. And first pitch, high and inside. So, I was saying earlier, so 24 teams. Everybody gets 2 games of pool play based off of the runs allowed, the runs scored, swing and miss for strike 1. And then those run differentials, those will all factor into the overall tournament seeding. Then come bracket play tomorrow on Sunday, you're going to see 3 different brackets. Oh, as Paul takes another one, that'll be his second hit by pitch this fall season. And standing in and taking one for the team. A little disappointed I didn't hear a bunch of cheers from the dugout.
Well, you might have, because these headphones do a good job of blocking out the sound. Can you do a sound effect for him getting hit by a pitch?
I can do a little
There we
applause, taking one for the team. Paul McClinney, folks. That brings up number 19, Tucker Lee.
And that kid is my favorite. Okay, we got a ball 1.
So ball down. And, you'll see this as different guys do different things. It looks like Arlo Mai is Ryder Vota is courtesy running for Paul. And so good to see some additional speed out there on the base paths. And so you'll see different kids, different, obviously strengths out there on the field. But Ryder showing good speed so far this year, or early here in fall.
He's got one heck of a lead. Holy cow!
Yeah, you might as well just go, but you know we've got somebody on second, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Arlo, not having quite the speed, but also it's tougher to steal from second over to third. And Tucker Lee draws yet another walk. So 3 walks on the day for Lee, and that'll bring up number 3-3 Jacob Larson.
I mean, walks add to your on-base percentage, right?
So it doesn't take away, so it doesn't count as an odd walk.
It just counts as a walk, but it doesn't factor in your on-base percentage.
It does factor into your on-base percentage. So this one is hit over the shortstop and just unlucky, right in the wrong spot. A nice little hit by Jacob Larson, but right to the shortstop, and that's going to be out number 3, ending the half inning.
Good catch by the shortstop. Hold on, I'll catch up here.
All right, I'm gonna adjust this camera here so we can get back to seeing a better camera view.
Which one do I
It's just out.
out?
Now top of the 5th.
And now we're at the top of the 5th.
Can you sit here and tell me where you need to go here?
You need to go to your right.
Did the whole thing fall down?
No? You just turned it all the way to the left. You need to go the other. Oh, I don't know what you're doing. All right, so we're taking some warm-up pitches here while Robert, the guy that knows about baseball, is adjusting the camera. That'll work. Yep.
I have to.
It's to the right a little bit, but it'll work because you were moving it all over, and that was the best I saw.
Yeah.
Are we both on mute?
No, just me.
Okay, well, I was saying really bad things about you, thinking I was on mute. I'm just kidding. I wasn't doing that.
No big surprise, but I for some reason can't hear you now.
I don't know.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know what to tell you. All right, here we go. Up to bat.
Ball 1. Ball number 2.
Got it. Counts 2-0, right?
All right, so Logan still throwing from the hill. This one finishing down and away, 61 miles an hour. So 4 pitches, 4 balls, and that'll be a leadoff walk. Logan with a nice long stride. Let's see how he holds this runner on. So not sure I'd call that exactly a slide step, and you know that's the difference. But so step off, step off, step. Good job.
Why'd you tell him to, what are you doing?
So I apologize if I was hollering in your ear there, but Logan started to pitch from the windup, and you'll see certain kids feel much better from the windup than they do from the stretch. He threw a couple of balls, and he went back to pitching from the windup. If you pitch from the windup while you have a runner on, they can basically walk to the next base. And so you tell him to stand off. Ball in play. This one right at second base. And the leadoff runner will be out. There was going to be an opportunity for a potential double play there, but kind of mishandled the ball a little bit, kind of bobbled it, and sometimes it's just those short little seconds that can make the difference between making a double play and not. So, but leadoff runner's out. And how many down?
One out. I'm still trying to figure out why you were yelling at the pitcher. Because
I just explained it, but
Yeah,
you weren't listening.
I was listening, but so you're saying if you were throwing from the, what'd you call it?
The stretch. So
The
he's
stretch?
throwing from the stretch right now.
Uh-huh.
Ball right back to the pitch. And he
that's
throws
strike
over,
two.
throws
Oh.
over to second. Once again, getting that leadoff runner. So Logan doing a good job there. So when you pitch from the stretch, the amount of time it requires you to throw the ball home is much less than if you go from the windup, because you're stepping back and then you're bringing your leg up. So
Okay, I got it.
and some kids just feel much more comfortable throwing from the windup, and sometimes they'll forget. And so he stood on the rubber as if he was going to pitch from the windup. And so I just told him to step off, and very smartly he did, and reset himself back, pitching from the stretch as he continues here. So this one down in the dirt, Paul loses sight of it, and the runner is able to make his way over to second. Paul did a good job, actually, getting down there. He just didn't quite see where the ball carried him off. So pass ball, and now Renegades will have a runner on third with two down. So we were talking about it because you asked here just a little bit ago, you know, how does seeding occur and things like that. And so, well, it seems like MacNSeitz has this game well under handle right now. A big component that goes into which bracket we will be in, it really has to do with runs allowed. And so just allowing just one run, if we can get out of this inning without allowing that runner on third to come across, we will be the better for it.
So I had the wrong, did they call that a strike? You called that a strike. Okay. 3-2, full count. I don't know. I don't think that was close. What do I know? And that they called it a ball.
So maybe missing just outside. That one coming across the plate at 64 miles an hour, and Renegades now with runners on the corners as their current pitcher steps into the batter's box.
So it's not run differential, it's runs allowed.
So
Which is different.
They have several criteria. The first criteria is runs allowed.
Right, that's what I
The
was
second criteria is runs scored.
score.
And so a run will come across the plate as we make a throw on an attempted steal over to second. So, you know.
Paul was shaking his head after he did that.
Yeah,
Yep.
not exactly the play we want to make there, and giving up that run. But really, with the way baseball is played, you should be able to make a good throw and a good throw down and a good throw back. But throw is a little bit off the mark, and unfortunately, that equated to a run being scored. So nice pitch by Logan, coming across for a strike.
3, that was a great.
All right, that gets us out of the inning, but not before the Renegades improve the score now 8-2. And MacNSeitz still showing great run production, and just like they did in the last 2 games of Fall Rings Championship, so continuing the bats, and 8 runs, nothing to sneeze at. So I'm going to make another adjustment here to the camera,
Which one?
Center.
I mean, you're the expert, but it's on a net, which is different than the other two cameras, which are
Yeah, but you can't just
attached
leave
to
it.
a giant
Why
metal
would you just
pole
leave it?
and don't move as much.
Sit here and look at it.
Oh, I see, because the net's on the top. All right. So he's going to try and adjust the camera again. And what's a little frustrating about these cameras is as soon as we say, oh, that looks good, there's a delay. And if you barely move it, it moves. And then you have to readjust again. So it's a constant struggle. I'm going to change cameras here because that's got to be annoying to watch. Chris Peterson says, FYI, we cannot hear the sound effects, so I'll have to tell the technician that he's not doing it right. So we'll get that fixed. They're really funny, though. Nope.
I know. I mean, starting.
Okay. One of our core viewers let us know that our sound effect, they can't hear our sound effects, so we'll have to test that later at home or something.
Well, we've got new equipment, so.
Yeah, but they're I told everyone they're really fun. So.
Let me see here. So. Seems crazy they couldn't hear that.
Well, I wouldn't call Mr. Peterson, our viewer, crazy. I'm just saying, he's saying he can't hear the sound effects, sir.
As Odie Saxon, number 5'8", fouls his first pitch off out of play. So Odie, in his last at-bat, flied out to center. And a couple of hits in the season. This one right up the middle. This one will be good for a single. And Odie gets us started. And that brings up number 5, Brooks Carr, to the plate. So MacNSeitz on early here in bottom of the 5th. And I apologize, but our camera view's struggling a little bit with these mounts moving all around, and not quite. What's the pitch count?
It's a 2-1.
2-1 to Brooks Carr. Odie takes his lead out of first.
Right in the gap.
Second baseman will handle it down in the dirt, but first baseman scoops it for out number 1. But Brooks doing his job, advancing the runners, and we talk about that quite a bit. So very gamely putting the bat on the ball and putting it in play when you got people on. So a lot of times with baseball, it's not just about home runs and huge hits and things like that. There's a lot of strategy that goes into it, and changing your approach while at the plate, depending on what the situation is, all too important. And Brooks doing a good job there as Logan Peterson takes his first pitch for a strike. This one, fastball on the outside of the plate, 54 miles an hour for strike 2. And down here early in the count. And a near miss there for ball number 1. So runner on second, and that sun really streaming down. Apologize, my camera mount out there at the net for our home plate view. With a big swing and a miss. Logan will strike out. And that brings up number 11, Evan Book. So,
And it's showing, I think, on our little app here that his number is 4, but his number is actually 11. So we'll need to fix that.
all right, yep. Yeah, we definitely, we had, I think, three athletes that were not able to make the last tournament, and when we were doing the initial setup for Sideline HD, I didn't have the roster and the actual numbers, and
Yep.
within our Team Snap account, every player has like 3 numbers listed. So I think that was really kind of the numbers that they want, and in order of preference and things like that. So it was very difficult to tell kind of what the actual game numbers were going to be, but we'll get that one updated for this next matchup. Followed up right after this one. Swing and miss. And that'll bring it to a 2-2 count.
With 2 outs. It's a 2-2-2 kind of situ.
2 cube.
2 cubed.
All right, there it is.
We need to stop with the jokes.
So swing and miss, and that'll do it for the inning.
Now, if we can hold them here, we'll only allow 2 runs. That would be good for the MacNSeitz 14U team.
And our potential bracket seeding for this tournament, the Monster Bash,
The Monster Bash.
presented by Perfect Game.
Oh,
All right, looks like we're switching up pitchers and trying to save arms for later in the day, and obviously for bracket play tomorrow. And so now it looks like we're bringing in Austin Strength to pitch. See that here? We'll make that change here, and this is in between innings, so I need to be
yeah. Fix your camera.
in that. So all you have to do is hit the pitcher and then find Austin.
Got it.
Couldn't get this thing to.
Now we've got Austin pitching. And Robert is climbing up on the ladder again to try and fix this camera in the middle so you guys can see something other than the sun, basically. Although it was very cold this morning, and I appreciate the sun right now because it's my hands, I can feel my hands now. It's been a little chilly. He needs to just get something going on this center camera here so you guys have a better view at home. But we're running out of time. Running out of time, Robert Lee. That's a no-go, folks. That's a fail. It's a fail by the Roberts.
Well,
Alright, here we go. Top of the 6th. Score is 8-2. And we have Austin at the mound. Threw a nice first pitch. Bobbled it at, looks like 3rd. To get a single. So, got a leadoff runner on first base. And
yeah, that one made it just past Ryder Votaw. I think.
oh, Ryder's at short. It just they shifted. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yep.
off a Ryder's glove, and Renegades will have a leadoff runner.
Strike, folks.
So Austin doing a fantastic job for us last weekend at the Fall Rings Championship. And nice to see that we're getting a couple, 3 different arms in here during pool play. And I want to make sure the guys are feeling kind of salty and ready to go for bracket play tomorrow. So
Let's hope whatever bracket play we get, it does not start at 8 a.m. That's my hope. Personally.
I'm going to go ahead and second that motion, and if we can just get somebody to
Make that happen.
verify it, stamp it and call it good, I think we'd all be happy.
I just said low battery. Are you charging? No? That's a bummer.
Yeah, and it feels like this game is kind of moving itself right along. And so a swing and a miss, and strike three right there for out number one.
That's right. We're holding our runner on first over there, so that's good.
That'll bring up the Renegades 0-0 Bauer at the plate.
No, we have names of the other players. Wow, we never have that. I shouldn't say never, but
Paul doing a great job there, pitched down in the dirt and keeping it right in front of him. So you got to imagine that out of all people that really appreciate some nice fall ball, it's got to be the catcher, right?
Yeah, no
They're
kidding.
working so hard behind the dish there, and this nice cool weather making it just a little bit easier for them to keep going. Now, interesting story from last weekend. Coach Josh talking to Paul, and Paul had another athletic event after games played on Saturday, and really wanting him to still be able to compete in those. Josh wanted to, not have him catch the second game, and so in between games, Paul, ever the competitor, not wanting to take off his catching gear and saying, no, I'm not even taking it off. I am catching the second game. And, fortunate for us, he did, and obviously doing a great job while he did that, as that pitch is fouled straight back.
at 13, his knees can do that. Or maybe he's 14. I'm not sure of all the ages of the kids, so.
So Renegade runner with a conservative lead over at first. And a pop-up. This one, Ryder Votok calling for it. Off of his glove. And there's still going to be a play at second. Oh, the ball's not caught. So Ryder very confidently calling that one as it's kind of veering in between shortstop and second base. I know hard to see that from home in the current camera view, and we are working to get that stuff fixed. Currently right now you can see that center field camera view, and I should have switched over there for you to see somewhat of it, but a little irritating to kind of watch that view. But tough play, and that ball just continued to carry to the right and went right off of Ryder's glove. So 2 on here early in top of the 6th.
Top of the 6th.
And it looks like if this inning goes much longer, we might be out of luck.
On what?
Oh, we got 8% now on that battery. Look how fast that shooted up.
Well, we are managing 3 cameras, so we gotta figure out how to charge that thing.
Good eye, buddy, good eye. Wear it.
So Renegade batter not really looking like he's going to make any attempt to swing. Standing in the box, taking his pitches, but Austin unable to come through with a strike there. Let's count.
3 out.
Well, strike.
Hey, Maddox, you got to swing at that.
That one's on the inside of the plate, and
Maddox, anything close. Put your bat on that ball.
3-1.
so Renegade dad, awful passionate, rooting his son on. Austin comes through with a nice strike right across the plate there. So, interesting talking about baseball strategy, and you got 3-0 count. There are a lot of folks and a lot of teams, coaches, they'll give you the take sign and looking to draw that walk and stuff like that. They've got quite a few runs to make up here, so 2 runners on, I can see definitely being able to take. But Austin comes through with a big strikeout.
That was awesome. Good job.
And I'll be out number 2. And
Kept those runners at first and second.
so looking to keep that run score down and hoping to make our way out of the 6th inning. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Austin coming in at 55 miles an hour on that pitch.
Good stop by Paul.
So Paul looking like he kind of lost the view of the ball there a little bit, but kept it in front of him. And now leaving the count up 1-1. And a near miss, just outside. So runners making absolutely 0 attempt to steal, and you got to think that that throw out Paul had a second, stemming their want to run. But I think it's also part of it is that they're down so big, right?
Yeah. No need to get a runner in a pickle if they can get a batter to bring him in.
Right, no risk, right? Why take a risk there when it's not going to tie the game up or anything like that? So
That's what I thought.
So that'll be ball number 4, and that'll load the bases. last batter, and you guys probably, I don't know if you could see it or not, but I kept looking and I wasn't sure exactly what was going on. Batter for the Renegades had a bunch of makeup on. This is the Monster Bash, and so traditionally, especially in the younger age brackets and stuff like that, you'll see the teams will decorate their dugouts. They'll wear different costumes as long as it doesn't impede on their vision and that kind of thing and stuff like that. So still showing a little Monster Bash spirit and that kind of thing there. But 2 outs and bases loaded. MacNSeitz looking to get the heck out of this inning and we see a foul ball here off to the right side.
Austin's way ahead on this count. He's got to finish him right here. 0-2 count. 2 outs.
So a little bit of an inside-out swing, and we'll see what Austin can do from the mound here. Pop fly right side. First baseman handles it easily. And I think that will do it for us.
That might be the game, folks. It's 9:40. We started at 8:01. I believe the time limit's probably 1:40.
Well, it looks like our boys are headed back into the dugout, so they're not geared up for handshakes just yet.
Okay. Well, I think, what do we got? I think I don't know.
So I don't see the base umpires over here talking about it, but let me try to make an adjustment here on that center camera. It looks like one of our other cameras just completely took a dive over here. So.
Do you want to plug this in so it doesn't die?
I have to unplug all of this if I do.
You're just unplugging this? Is that what you're unplugging?
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to do play-by-play.
So I would just keep the cameras going and kill the play-by-play so they can see it.
What do with that rubber band bag?
Here's a rubber band right here.
No, it's just too doggone big.
Too wobbly. Here's another one too. waiting on him. So I was like, Camden, I think we're playing Alex's team.
Hey, Lorena.
Julian will be here.
That's why I came over here. I was like, well, let me check and see if the little man's here. So.
He is.
All right.
I think we're playing you next. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, folks, so here we are, now bottom of the sixth. Leading off, number 28, Harrison Perkins.
Run it out. Run it out. Run it out.
Chips
run it
this
out.
one right back to pitch and throws over to first for an easy out. So out number one, you got to think this is likely the last inning, but I imagine depending on where we're at with the time limit and whatnot, if the Renegades make quick work of us here, there is a potential for us to go into a seventh inning. So otherwise, there would be no point in us continuing on in this last half of the inning. So Ryder fouls first pitch off. And that'll make it an 0-1 count. Now, along with new audio equipment, I've got some learning to do here, so I feel like some of it's working out really well, but it's also burning up batteries and things like that. So I'm gonna have to make some adjustments here for the second game. Switch out back to some of my other equipment that I'm a little bit more familiar with. That way we don't interrupt our live stream. Ryder takes the ball high and outside. So here for the last portion of this game, we may end up having to pause our play-by-play, which I'm sure will devastate many of you. Ryder showing good discipline at the plate. Wild pitch, ball number 4. And that's going to bring up Austin's strength to the plate. So Austin takes the first one for strike 1. And now strike 2. Ball 1 high, and now a 1-2 count. So my apologies, getting a little distracted here, but Austin had a walk on his last at-bat. As a back pick comes down, over to first, and Ryder back safely. Pitch down in the dirt. Ryder's able to make his way over to second with no throw down. So it should be noted, the Renegades with a new pitcher out here on the hill, a lefty. This one well hit to the right side, but out of play. And Austin earns another pitch at the plate. This one's in play. We'll be over to second baseman for a single. See if Ryder goes. He rounds third, but does not go. So nice hit by Austin, getting some things going. That'll bring up Arlo Mai. Who's just had a screaming day at the plate. A couple doubles, an RBI single. Oh, and a strike call. This one, I don't know. Looked to me like it was on the batter's box. But runners take their leads. And ball high.
So we were talking earlier about how this is the Monster Bash, and Ted Lasso just walked by from the show Ted Lasso. It was the whole entire coach's outfit down to the visor.
Pop fly. This one finds some green grass and runner will come across the plate. And an RBI single for Arlo Mai as he continues his good hitting ways. So with 9 runs on the board, that brings up Paul McClinney as he takes a ball well high. Pitch number 1. So Paul, the only player this fall to take a hit by pitch, has had 1 in each tournament so far. And it's something you hope that will carry through to the rest of the boys this fall season, and of course off into spring and summer. You really want these kids to kind of stay in the box and take one. Nice hard hit. This one's in the gap. Center fielder will handle it. A run will score. And Paul with an RBI single, moving runners around.
And Austin sliding for style for sure. That was a great slide.
Yeah, that'll make the contest now 10-2 in favor of our MacNSeitz 14U boys. And looks like
That's the ball game, and Tucker didn't get to hit. Doggone it.
and that'll do it for us here in pool play game number 1. Fantastic fashion. MacNSeitz boys earning a run roll here in bottom of the 6th inning, and that'll do it for us. Appreciate everybody taking time out to either join us here at the ball field or join us from home or wherever you might be.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a great game, and we'll be back here in just a few minutes. We're going to try and fix some cameras.
Yep, give us about, I imagine the next game should be about a 20 to 30 minute start time. It is scheduled for a 10 o'clock start time, so it has been faster, but we will go live as soon as we can. Good job, MacNSeitz.
Good job.